Today we are in Okmulgee at the College of Muscogee Nation, and joining me is Courtney Natseway, who is the Extension Educator here. And Courtney, thank you so much for inviting us here to your garden. So I love that with Extension you started with a garden.
Of course,
Let's talk about this garden here and what's the purpose of it.
So this is our teaching garden here on campus. This garden is basically out here. It was built by students, and we just use it kind of to teach them different gardening techniques, different pest management techniques, things like that.
So you've got a lot going on here. It's beautiful, and I know this is fairly recent development, right? Let's talk about kind of the timeline of what you've done here.
Yeah, so our extension program actually started in November, and then I started here in March. So when I started here, it was still cool season, so there wasn't a lot growing out here. And then, yeah, we started seeds my first week and transplanted them all outside, I want to say about May. So this is our first like full run in the garden ever.
Well, you're doing an excellent job, and your background is in horticulture, right?
Yeah, I actually graduated from OSU with a bachelor's degree in horticulture.
Okay, well it definitely shows you've got a green thumb. Let's talk a little bit about what you're growing in here and how it's utilized.
Okay, yeah, so we have a wide variety of crops. I think this growing season we just kind of planted a bunch of different types of seeds and just kind of saw what would grow out here, what would do well. So we just have a lot of variety. We have fruit crops, vegetables, flowers, medicinal plants, gourds, pumpkins, things like that.
And of course you're incorporating plants that are tribally important to you guys. So
yeah, we have a lot of culturally significant plants. We have some tobacco, we have gourds that they use at the stomp grounds. We have different corn varieties, a lot of different corn varieties from different tribal nations.
Because you guys have a corn festival, is that correct? Or?
Yeah, a lot of stomp grounds are doing their green corn festival now or just wrapping them up, so.
Okay, all right.
For us as Muscogeans, we do have our relationship as the corn, maybe described as a tree of life for us. And then we honor this corn into our communities every year around, right after the solstice. And we call it the purification process for the corn. We fast in order to bring it into the communities, welcome it. Don't touch any, don't eat any until after our ceremonies, and then that's when we can use it in all ways possible.
So Courtney, tell me a little bit about how you're utilizing this with the college and the students.
So it's obviously a teaching garden. We have students come out here and just kind of learn about gardening. We have work studies that work out here part-time. We have a lot of students that come out and volunteer. And I think, you know, even students just come out and hang out. We have our environmental science club that we just started, so they kind of have their meetings out here and they'll come out here and play music and just kind of relax and hang out in the garden.
So not only are they learning horticulture, but it's kind of their mental health space, right?
Exactly, yeah.
That's awesome. It's contagious once you start gardening.
Yeah, it's a good spot to unwind after studying and stress of college and things like that, you know.
My favorite part about working out here is building community. It connects me to my culture. I've made a lot of friends. It keeps me in shape. This is something that I've always wanted to do with my life, helping people. I didn't know initially how I was going to do that, but being out here, I see that this is the way that it's going to happen. I've seen progress be made before my own eyes, and we're really working towards building community. We volunteer a lot. Just overall, my mental health for sure has greatly improved being out here. This really means a lot to me. It's been a passion project. My first trimester out here, there wasn't really a lot of students that came out, but now going into my fourth trimester working in the garden, there's so many people that come out here just to enjoy it. They volunteer their own time as well. And really, this is something that I love doing. I had no idea that this is what I was going to do with my life, but it's really made a huge impact in me. And it's not just what I do out here. Everyone else is a pretty big part. They have introduced me to things from our culture, and that means a lot. I'm just happy being out here.
I would have to say my favorite part of being out here is building stronger relationships with other people and the amount of balance that being out in a garden and being around people brings in my life, and I'm sure others too. But I would have to hurry up and do all my schoolwork, do all my classes, go to work, and just make sure I was out here as soon as possible because it's just amazing being out here every day. My favorite part working with Courtney would have to be her teaching me almost everything that she knows because I've known her for the smallest amount of time, and I feel like I have a good handful of knowledge that I could use day to day, even in my own personal garden.
Well, I know you've worked hard to integrate this into the community. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the partners you're working with?
Yeah, so we've partnered with the Muscogee Community Garden. We actually just did a children's gardening program with them. During the summer, we just gardened with kids from, seed to harvest. We also partnered with OSU Extension here in Muscogee with their Master Gardener program. So we provided scholarships for Muscogee citizens to get into that Master Gardening program. We taught a couple of the courses. And yeah, our goal with that ultimately is just to teach Master Gardeners so that way they can teach other people how to garden, and just kind of keep it going.
And is this open to anybody or tribal members only? Or?
Yeah, so the Master Gardening program is open to everybody. Our ultimate goal with that is to start a Muscogee Master Gardener program where we kind of focus more on culturally significant plants and cultural gardening practices, things like that. But that will also be open to the public.
This is fantastic. And if anybody wants more information about these programs, where can they find that? On your website?
Probably our extension page, the CMN extension page. Our garden is also open to the public every Thursday from 11 to 12. So anybody can come out and ask us questions, gardening related or not, and they can just come visit our garden and see it.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.